Measurement is the process of assigning numbers and units to particular features of objects or events. The number and the unit together constitute the measure of the object or event. A dimensional quantity refers to the particular feature of the object or event that is measured. We will learn three fundamental properties and their associated dimensional quantities that behavior analysts measure. These are temporal locus, temporal extent, and repeatability, which can also be referred to as countability. A response occurs at a specific point in time in relation to preceding environmental events. Thus, one of the fundamental properties of a single response is temporal locus. The dimensional quantity associated with temporal locus is latency. When we refer to temporal locus, think we can measure when behavior occurs. Latency is a measure of temporal locus that denotes the amount of time between the onset of a stimulus and the onset of a response. It is used to determine the amount of time it takes to engage in a behavior after a prompt, cue, or instruction has been given. Latency can be used to measure behaviors that take too long or behaviors that occur too quickly. We might look at latency to comply if we notice that a child is taking too long to comply with his parents' instructions in the home. Response latency would be measured as starting a stopwatch at the end of the parent's instruction, such as clean your room, and stopping the watch when the child begins to comply with the instruction. Let's say the child might have taken 30 seconds to respond to turn off the TV, and 180 seconds, or 3 minutes, to respond when the parent said, wash your hands, and maybe it took 60 seconds for them to begin to respond when the parent said, come sit down for dinner. We would report this as an average or a mean latency to comply. In this case, it would be 90 seconds. So what I did there was I added the 30 seconds that it took to respond to the first instruction, 180 seconds to respond to the second instruction, and 60 seconds to begin to respond to the third instruction. So you total that duration and divide it by the number of instructions given. That gives us an average latency of 90 seconds to comply with an instruction.